This is NDTV, and you're watching Classics.
Hello and welcome to the Unstoppable Indians on NDTV Profit, a show that is dedicated to ordinary Indians with extraordinary initiative, people who are changing India. Inclusive capitalism. Skeptics would argue that there is no such thing as inclusive capitalism, but today we'll see if we can prove them wrong. Journey with us to Chanderi in Madhya Pradesh to see how a community-owned company, not a cooperative, but a community-owned company actually works. The sun is just about rising as our train pulls into Lalitpur station. From Lalitpur, we head out to Chanderi. It's an hour away by car and the drive is magnificent. We cross the Rajghat Dam on the Betwa River, a crossing that takes us from Uttar Pradesh into Madhya Pradesh. Finally, we are at our destination, Chanderi, a town synonymous with the silk and cotton saris that are woven here. And you don't need a tour guide to tell you where the weavers are based. Chanderi is an age-old tradition of handloom work. A tradition that goes back many generations. So many that we won't hazard a guess. For the uninitiated, the Chanderi weave is unique for its delicate texture and its incomparable transparency. And then you have the traditional, intricate motifs, often inspired by local architecture, that are woven into this sheer fabric. We wander into the home of Nusrat Jahan, a 33-year-old Chanderi weaver. Her husband introduced her to the art, and now they are partners in marriage and in business.
जैसे हम शादी होकर आए थे बहुत जल्दी सीख ली थी 16-17 साल में। देखते साथ ये काम हमें बहुत अच्छा लगा देख के कि एक लेडीज़ के लिए घर बैठकर बहुत अच्छा काम है कि कहीं जाकर जॉब करने से बेहतर है कि एक लेडीज़ जॉब के तरीके से घर पे कर सकती हैं।
In March 2007, life changed for Nusrat Jahan, like it did for hundreds of weavers in Chanderi. The birth of DAH Chanderi, a modern business organization, a community-owned company, a company with the weavers of Chanderi as shareholders. Nusrat Jahan tells us proudly that she owns 10 shares in DAH Chanderi. She bought them for 100 rupees a share in June 2007. Today, each share is valued at 240 rupees. That's capital appreciation of 140% in 2.5 years. Out of curiosity, we asked Nusrat Jahan if she can read what's written on the share certificate. The answer is no, but she's quick to point out it doesn't matter that she can't read. She knows what it represents, and that is good enough.
जी हमारा बहुत मतलब उसमें अधिकार है जो इसकी मतलब होता है बैलेंस शीट आती है उसमें हम लोगों से रजामंदी लेते हैं हाथ उठाकर तो हम लोग देते हैं उसको और इसमें जो भी डायरेक्टर वगैरह चुने जाते हैं उसमें भी हम लोग अपना हमारी मर्ज़ी से ही मतलब चुनते हैं और इसको हम लोग बोर्ड भी कर सकते हैं करते हैं। हमारे हाथ में ये शेयर होल्डर में शरीक होकर मतलब बहुत बड़ा हथियार है ये हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ा महत्व है।
Today there are 455 weaver shareholders in DAH Chanderi. But what do we know about the company, besides the fact that it is a community-owned company? Well, here's a primer. DAH Chanderi was incorporated in March 2007. The weaver shareholders had one thing in common. They were all suppliers to Fab India, the retailer of handloom garments and handicrafts headquartered in Delhi. At Fab India's initiative, the weavers were invited to subscribe to shares in the newly incorporated company.
There was no limit, no criteria. As such, they should belong to the community, and he or she should be from the local weavers, and they know the skill.
The weaver shareholders continue to supply to Fab India. The only difference is their supplies are routed through and managed by DAH Chanderi, a company in which they, the weavers, are shareholders.
We refer to them as community-owned companies because they are actually the shareholders. They are public limited companies. They are not for-profit companies. They are for-profit public limited companies, with the caveat being the shareholding is from the local community. So they are involved with community development. They are involved with, for example, the shareholders all come from a geography. And that was really the main reason for setting them up.
Incorporating DAH Chanderi was the easy part. The tough part was getting the weavers on board as shareholders, only because the concept was so alien. Champalal Ahirwar, a weaver himself, recalls the initial skepticism.
कठिनाई उसमें आई थोड़ी सी उनको समझाना पड़ा कि आपको जो है पार्टनर बनाना है 26% का आपका हिस्सा है और इससे जो है आपको फ़ायदा पहुंचेगा और चूँकि हमारे काम से जुड़ी हुई कंपनी थी तो लोगों को जो है ज़्यादा दिक्कत नहीं आई समझाने में।
The message from Fab India, the architect of DAH Chanderi, to the weavers was very clear. The company and the shareholding structure would raise the economic security of these home-based artisans.
There's a lot of time that we spend with the artisans in the field, talking to them, explaining to them, because the whole concept of a share was brand new. They did not know what a share was, they did not know what it meant to be a shareholder, what was dividend, how to consider their share really as an asset, which was more valuable than land, which was more valuable than gold. You know, we spend a lot of time just sitting with them, talking to them, and sharing the value addition that we're bringing to them through being shareholders.
The weavers are not the only shareholders in DAH Chanderi. They do hold the largest chunk, 33% of the shares in the company. The rest is divided like this. 12% is held by employees of the company, 30% is held by AMFPL, that's Artisans Microfinance Private Limited, which is Fab India's investment arm, and 25% by external investors like social venture capital funds.